This Hangout on Air is live. Welcome to this morning taste challenge. Mid-morning, 9:31 a.m. Central Standard Time, December 22nd, 2018. Well. What do we have here? We have from 1984, and it's been kind of renamed, and the bottle's different, but it's the same thing basically. Imported Canadian Club, small batch, 12-year aged. All right, from Canadian Club, in other words, Brown Foreman. Oh, I'm sorry. I meant to say Beam Suntory. You know, it's hard to keep up with who owns what these days since Sazerac just bought 19 brands from Diageo as of yesterday afternoon. That deal was closed yesterday afternoon. Sazerac company, with its roots traced back to 1850, bought 19 liquor brands from Diageo of the United Kingdom of Great Britain and Northern Ireland. And talking about Sazerac, we have, Rich and Rare Reserve from our friends at Rich and Rare. In other words, Sazerac. Do you know that in 1962, there was a liquor company called Gooderham, and they introduced Rich and Rare, and then they got bought out, and now it's owned by Sazerac. And it cost me $9.99 for this bottle on sale. Now everybody else has it for $10.99, but I was very glad to get it for $9.99. This Canadian Club 12-year cost me nothing because John and Neely of Georgia Beer Reviews gave it to me. What a gift. What a gift. Imported and bottled by Canadian Club Import Company, of Deerfield, Illinois. All right, so let's look at this. They're both 80 proof. This one's age, well, the youngest whiskey in here is 12 years. Duh, 12-year age. Rich and Rare gives no age statement. How old is it? I don't know. John and Neely says, good morning, Ron. Good morning, John and Neely. I'm talking about you right now. Let me tell y'all something about John and Neely. He gave me this bottle as a gift. Hey, it's great. All right, so let's go with the examination. Alex, the beer master, says, good morning, Ron. Good morning to you, Alex. It's cold outside. It's cold outside. But it's warming up. It's going to be up to 67, they're estimating today. But this morning when I did the dawn buster, it was 39 degrees. Oh, it was cold. All right. Okay. This little square type of, when Rich and Rare came out, it had kind of like that square bottle, Rich and Rare, the regular Rich and Rare. Okay, so let's look at this. Imported Canadian Club. It's got a shield with a crown and a maple leaf. Makes sense? Shield. Crown, Canada, a kingdom, with Queen Elizabeth II as the queen. A maple leaf. I guess you call it the national leaf of Canada. A lion and another lion. And they're supporting the crown. Canadian Club, small batch blended Canadian whiskey, classic 12, age 12 years. Think they want you to know how. Hand-selected, fully matured Canadian Club whiskey, patiently aged for 12 years for superior quality and character. Batch number C12-300. So classic 12, age 12 years, aged for 12 years, batch C12. Get the pattern? And then on the side, they talk about it. Award-winning small batch whiskeys are, Canadian Club's award-winning small batch whiskeys are carefully crafted with the same personal touch and attention to detail used more than 150 years ago in perfecting our original Canadian rye recipe. To this day, Our splendid whiskey distillation continues to rely on traditional pot stills and our finest quality hand-selected multigrains to provide a velvety, creamy finish. We blend spirits from each of our premium grains prior to aging to allow their flavors to marry, and then age the blended spirits for 12 years in seasoned, charred, treated oak bourbon barrels. What charred barrels? What bourbon? Oh, maybe, I don't know, Jim Beam? All right. Rich and rare. There's your crown, there's your shield, there's your unicorn and your horse. Canadian whiskey, a blend. And then there's an essay on the back here about it. Imported and bottled in the USA by Sazerac Company, Frankfort, Kentucky. That's Buffalo Trace people. Hand-picked oak barrels. Okay. Whose oak barrels? Oh, I don't know, maybe Buffalo Trace. DJ Mexicano de Texas, de Tejas. What's up, Louisiana Beer Reviews? I got a question. I just started drinking ice beers. The only one I tried so far, that's a run-on sentence. The only one I tried so far is Bud Ice. Any recommendation? That's a run-on sentence. Any recommendations for other ice beers? Oh, yes. Natural Ice. Keystone Ice. Milwaukee's Best Ice. And in Texas, if you're in Texas, you get Bush Ice. There's 4. Okay. If you ever see, what other? Oh, Ice House. What am I thinking? Ice House. Yes. Milwaukee's Old Milwaukee Ice. There's 6 good ones. Old Milwaukee Ice. But you probably won't see that one. Mickey's Ice Brewed Ale. Ice Brewed Ale. 7th. You won't see that one. If you see Rockdale Ice, avoid that. But I think it's been discontinued since everybody hated it with extremely hating hatred of great hatred. Deservedly so. If you see Frio Ice, avoid that unless you just want to hurt yourself. Okay, Johnny Neely says the Canadian Club 12 years is still the best Canadian whiskey that I've had so far. The Canadian Club 100% rye might be next on the list for me. They just make such great stuff. I'm open, very, very open-minded about trying the Canadian rye, but I've got Canadian Club rye. But if you saw my liquor cabinet, you would understand the delay, the extreme delay. And people might look in that cabinet and say, you got an extreme problem. No, I think the reason is that I keep getting these extreme deals. You dig? So it's a problem in the sense that I have to get through it all. But I didn't really lay out too much money for that stuff. And I'm not going to drink it all in one day anyway. In about 10 years, I'll be done. Probably be more like 5 years. Oh, I want to know, where did the time go? All right, so here we go. Canadian Club. Oh, Lord. Got to fix that little rich and rare. Okay, all right. Now, plastic cork now. Shoot, it don't get no fancier than that. So we got Illinois via Canada, the North, versus Rich and Rare via Canada, the South, across the river, the Ohio River. It was as though heaven had come down to earth in the form of gardenias. Okay. Whoa, woof. As you may notice, now I have the correct thing in the correct glass. This is so dark and amber. Is that caramel color added? Well, it may be, But I'm getting a feeling down inside, oh yeah, that this is that color because of that charred barrel, and it's been in there for 12 years. I just get that picture, or I get that thought in my mind. That's what happens when you put Canadian blended whiskey in a charred bourbon, a used charred bourbon barrel for 12 long years. And now Mila Kunis says 4 long years. Jim Beam, we do it 2 years longer than we're required to. 4 long years, she says. And they're doing it 8 more than that. And here is Rich and Rare Reserve. It's just straight up golden. How long is it in the barrel? I don't know. Couldn't tell you. I could guess, probably 6. So I can't look. I mean, if I glance, I'm going to know which one's which. One is deep amber, one is gold, amber gold. Now, James P. Madonna cracked me up. He said, oh, you talking about that? What do you say? You talking about that good-looking woman who looks like she's drunk or high? On those Jim Beam commercials, I said, yeah, her. Until he said that, I never thought that. But now that he mentioned it, and then they have all these YouTube commercial videos. They're a lot longer than the TV commercials. And she's like walking in the snow and talking to the distillery master. Crunch, crunch, crunch. And she tries it. Oh, delicious. Did you know she's an immigrant? She's not a Native American. She's an immigrant. She's from the Soviet Union. Was it Lithuania? One of those Baltic states, I think. Baltic countries. Estonia, Latvia, Lithuania. I think that's right. I know she was born in the Soviet Union, and she's a Jewish, Soviet, Russian, Baltic, not Russian, maybe Russian, because, half the population of the Baltic states is Russian, yeah. But whatever, Hebrew, from the old kingdom of Judah and Benjamin, right? All right, the half tribe of Benjamin. I don't know all these things. But if she wanted to hang out and drink whiskey with me, I would do it. I would do it. I'm nice like that. I say, you want to talk about geography? Let's talk about geography. Let's talk about whiskey, and let's talk about Jim Beam, and let's talk about the Soviet Union. And I would do it. Okay, now, anyway, I think you're right, Ron. 12 years is a long time to set in a barrel, and I think the color is from that, not added color. I do think the Rich and Rare Reserve has added color, but I can't be sure. No, I can't be sure either. It might be. It's hard to say. DJ says, all right, thanks for the recommendations. You're welcome. And if you would give me some feedback, or even better, start a video channel, I'll watch your video reviews of the ice beers. But give me your feedback, and it'll be interesting. Okay, so here we go. I got to make sure I don't look at the, almost said the beer, the whiskey, because that'll be a sure giveaway. Do I think they're going to be similar? Well, they're going to be more like straight up whiskey flavor, not like confectioner's sugar, honeycomb, cereal, almond extract concoction thing, which I don't mind. John Anile takes issue with it, which is fine, because you know what? You have a right. People have a right to take issue with whatever they want to when they're tasting products. I don't know why there's this sort of like mindset that people have to say certain things, which is madness. But I think my prediction is they're going to taste like straight up old whiskey, but the Canadian Club is going to have a much more charred and depth of flavor, whereas the Rich and Rare is going to have the straight whiskey flavor, but with not as much char nor depth. The Canadian Club is, I believe, about $23 or $24 a bottle. Rich and Rare, $10.99. So if it's twice as much, it ought to be twice as good. I don't think it's going to be twice as good, however. But now you have to look at trade-offs. A lot of people have an inability to grasp the idea of trade-offs. They don't understand. They want to do everything and nothing. In other words, they want to have all the luxuries and no debt. But there's only one problem. They're an assistant manager at Taco Bell. Not a bad job. They might enjoy it. You'll be worked to death, but you may enjoy it. And then you'll need whiskey like this for the ulcer. But and nervous breakdowns. But okay, so let's say I'm an assistant manager at Taco Bell in Kingston, Tennessee. But I want to live in a big house and I want to have all these luxurious things and video games and a car and a truck and all these things. But I want no debt. Well, guess what? You can't have both. You have to have a trade-off. There must be a trade-off. So with these two whiskeys, there must be a trade-off. One is twice as much as the other. It's unlikely that it'll be twice as good, but we haven't tasted the challenge. We haven't done the challenge yet. But let's say it's half as good. You know what I'm saying? 50% better. Okay, now you're stuck because you can either pay twice or you can pay the $10.99. But you're not going to get as good a whiskey. So it's a trade-off. Or you might have the money and you can buy both. You see, you might have enough money to buy both. But these things must be considered. All right, there used to be a PBS television show for teenagers. I think that was the target audience. I watched it when I was a teenager, but I think it would be apropos for anyone today. And it was called Trade-Offs. And it was a brilliant show, and I thought everybody should watch this show. And I would talk to my psychology students about that. I said, most people do not understand the concept of trade-offs, but on to the show. Here we go. See, I didn't have to buy both because John gave me a bottle. Would I have bought the Canadian Club 12 year if he had not given it to me? Yes, in theory, I would have bought it. But it would not have been anytime soon. So in a practical sense, no, I would not have bought it. And so if he didn't give it to me, we'd only be talking about theoretical approaches to this. Like me talking about Johnny Walker Blue Label. Oh, Johnny Walker Blue Label this, and Johnny Walker Blue Label said that. So I said, sure. But it was all lies. I made it all up. I'm not buying Johnny Walker Blue Label anytime soon. I'm not paying $250 for a bottle of scotch, even though a store manager told me he would sell it for cost, which is outrageously high anyway. Going on. A lot of sugar. Got to tell you the truth. It's like crystallized light brown sugar. Yeah. Yeah. Corn syrup. Makes sense. You read the recipe for these things, it makes a whole lot of sense. He just saved the Dallas DA a whole lot of time. A whole lot of trouble, excuse me. He just saved the Dallas DA a whole lot of trouble. All right. Shot him on TV. All right. Okay. Toot, toot. This is a Canadian Club 12 year, and that's a Rich and Rare Reserve. I'm going to tell you why. Because this one has a heavy char aroma, and there's no way that's going to have that. I mean, it's so decided. It's so distinguishable that it's not even funny. And whoever said it was funny. You're getting a real rich charred oak. All right. Not necessarily unlike a Jim Beam. Like a Jim Beam Black. You say, have you ever had Jim Beam Black? No. But I can imagine what it's like. And this is just what I would imagine. Just so, and it's so clean, so oh so very clean. Hey, clean, clean. Where's the puppy? So no funny business on this side. No flavorings. No plum wine. Just distilled corn, whiskey, rye, malt whiskey, sweet syrupy charred oak. Is this as good as Jack Daniels? Well, it's kind of like better than Jack Daniels. Is this as good as Old Forester? Kind of like a little better than that. Seriously, I'm not kidding around now. Is it better than Old Charter? Well, I don't know. I never had Old Charter. Is it better than Jim Beam? Yeah. Is it better than Evan Williams? It better be for $24. All right. This one is settled down to just like a flat aroma. It's just like flatlining. It's wow, man, it's like really weird. It's like sweet corn, man. But it has a lot of depth to it now. Maybe I overplayed it this morning because I was kind of going hard on it, you know, but now it's starting to. Hey, you know, you like it when a whiskey starts to battle back, you know? It's like, okay, Rich and Rare ain't going down soft. It's going down swinging. Rich and Rare Reserve is going down swinging. It's like, oh, all right. Okay. You're bringing in a 12-year, right? Okay. You knew we weren't 12-year age, but you brought it in anyway. This was $10.99, but you brought in a $24.99, $23.99, $22.99, whatever. But we're gonna battle. We're gonna battle. There is wood. There is rye. Okay, so hey. I mean, I can look now. I know what it is. This is Canadian Club. Knew it, and I didn't even taste them yet. Now that's what, 4 times in a row, and I got it on aroma only within 5 seconds or less. Amazing. No, it's not. I'm not amazing. The challenge is amazing. One sip at a time. One sip at a time. Hello, Ron. Hello, John and Alex. Good morning. Hello, Trish. Or hey, Trish. Good morning, Trish. Everybody says, hey, why am I not friends with Trish? Why am I not connected to Trish? Should I be connected to Trish on Facebook and Google Plus and all of this? I should be. I think I should be. I will be. If assuming she would want to do that. All right. Okay. It's pretty straightforward. Bang on. Harsh a little bit. Just a little bit. No. You insulted him a little bit. Insulted him a little bit. Yeah, I didn't insult anybody. No, it's like the Dakota Territory in 1889, you know. It's like there might be a shootout. I'm craft beer pour's wife, Ron. Oh yeah, okay. Got it together now. Thank you. Hello. Nice to meet you again. That was a fun hangout. I can't say I'm gonna do it too often, but I will. I am open to do it again. I just go to sleep so dang early. But on the flip side, I wake up early. Why y'all not up at 1:45 a.m. doing stuff? Huh? Let me flip it around. Craft Beer Pour says, cheers. Cheers to you. Thanks again for inviting me the other night. That was so fun. I enjoyed it. All right. Okay, so let's think about this. Think about it. Okay, I'm thinking. No, you're not thinking. You're too busy being a smart aleck. If you do good, I'll see you one more time. If you do bad, I'll see you two more times. This is heavily oaked. It's heavily charred. It's heavily rich. It's heavily everything. It's got it going on. This has got it going on. Is this the best Canadian whiskey I've tried so far? This is John's contention. That could be the case. That could be the case. I'm not quite sure, but it's definitely in the running, in the top handful of the best. Yeah, it's really good. But it's this old story. You want to play, you got to pay. You know, you want to pay $8.99. Good, pay it. Will the whiskey be okay? It might be. Is it going to be like this? No way. Unless you get the New England craft whiskey, that Berkshire Mountains craft distillery, and that straight corn whiskey that was $8.99, Asian cherry wood. Yeah, that rivaled this. And why was it that price? Because every other liquor store has it for like $26. Why was it $8.99? This we don't know. You don't ask too many questions in Jefferson Parish. You ask too many questions, they don't see you no more. You just buy it and get out. Go in there, buy the liquor and get out. Go to New Orleans and start asking too many questions, then they start finding bodies behind the levee. I mean, this is no joke. This is not a place to play games like that. Do I play games like that? No, I do not. But I'm on air saying it, so let's just hope they don't know. All right. Anyway, and I just want to say to Jefferson Parish, I'm not complaining. I'm very happy that I bought this. And I might just go out to eat at Mosca's. You know what I'm talking about? All right. Anyway, at Mosca's, where they only take cash. And you better not get too loud. All right. Oh, no. Why did I? I'd love to try that New England corn whiskey, but I doubt I'll ever see it. I know. I couldn't believe it when I saw it. I was like, woof, $8.99. I thought it was like a it's just a mistake. But those people, it's run by people from India, you know. You know they didn't make a mistake. Those tags were very carefully placed. You know that. I know that. The American people know that. So I bought it. And then I told my friend David about it. Next day, he's calling me on the phone. I'm at an international market. I'm buying some of that. And I was like, I knew that. He didn't like it, though. Jeff Knapp says, now go get your shine box. And then John Anile says, Jeff, now go get your shine box. Keep him here, Henry. Keep that obnoxious guy who insulted me just in front of everybody here. Okay. I mean, that's it. This is it. This is the end of the story. Why am I doing a double up today? Well, for practical reasons, because scheduling. Holiday season, people going here, they're going there, they got this going on, they got that going on. I'm getting invited to things I can't even go to. They'll probably be insulted. But why are you going to do it on Wednesday? I mean, people work. But I mean, I'm not complaining. I just can't make it. Can't make it. All right. So, yeah, I mean, that's it. Canadian Club Classic 12, small batches, the clear winner. I mean, it was no kind of contest, obviously. Does that mean that Rich and Rare Reserve is bad? No, it does not mean that. Does that mean that Rich and Rare Reserve is not worth $10.99? Does not mean that. If you see it for $10.99, I would highly, without any reservation, say you should buy it. But don't have illusions that it's going to compete with a $24 bottle of a Canadian whiskey aged 12 years. That will not happen. It can't. It's not going to come. When I do the VO Gold, that's 8 years. I don't think it's going to compete with that. I think it's going to beat the Black Velvet 8-year. Black Velvet Reserve, I wasn't particularly impressed with that at all. and that was $10.99. So does aging always matter? No, because if you're aging something in there that's not that great. Okay, but I think the Seagram's VO Gold is going to kill it. You know, Rich and Rare Reserve is going to get murdered by Seagram's VO Gold. I think that. But now, is it worth twice the price? I don't know about that. I can't decide that for you. You have to decide that. If you want to pay twice the price, then it's worth it, right? I mean, it's not like you're getting ripped off. It's not bad. Obviously, it's great. I'm going to start giving scores in 2019. I could give a score right now. You know what it would be. I mean, you can figure that out. I'm bragging about it. One sip at a time says, eat, drink, and be merry, Ron. Got to move on. Last minute shopping. Cheers. And cheers back to you. One sip at a time. And if y'all, let me say this to One Sip at a Time and Craft Beer Pours, if y'all can hear me now. Can you hear me? You should join Alcohol Eggs on Facebook. All of y'all should join Alcohol Eggs. We talk about, alcohol, beer, wine, and liquor. You might enjoy that group. And then if you don't like it, you can quit. So like Grace Slick said, why don't you just try it? Just try it. And if you don't like it, you don't have to do it again. Okay. Hey, Ron, says Ronnie S. Cheers, guys. Ronnie, cheers. Ronnie says, I was doing some, hey, Ronnie, I was doing some Portuguese scotch and brandy tasting last night, but I don't remember the brands. I've never had Portuguese scotch nor brandy, so I cannot even comment in any way to that. I'm sure it's good, though. My friend went to Portugal. My friend Paul and his wife went to Portugal. He said the wine there was so much better than America. It was, pathetic. Yeah, we'll look into it for sure. Remember, it's called Alcohol Legs. Alcohol Legs. You'll recognize a lot of people. Like, you'll see my Falstaff icon, that avatar. You'll recognize it. Okay, folks. Well, that's it. It's been a rollicking good time. Fascinating. What's coming up next? Well, I'm not going to do a triplicate today. I can't go that far. I mean, there has to be some limit to the exuberance. Is it going to be anything Sunday, tomorrow? No, I don't think so. It's possible. It's doubtful, but possible. Monday, no. Well, maybe. Maybe, but doubtfully. Very seriously doubtful. Christmas Eve now. But could be. Could be Sunday night. Christmas Day. Now, that's a strong possibility. Christmas Day, you just might see a double up. You might see a Dawn Busters and an afternoon. Celebrating Christmas with Black Velvet and Black Velvet Reserve versus Rich and Rare. That sounds like a good idea. Triple tasting, that would be something. Yeah, it would be something, all right. People would say, look at him, look at him, look at him. I'd be like, what do you expect? It's a triple tasting. But we're not going to do it. I'm not doing it today. I might do it one day. All right, thanks for watching this video production. And like Jean-Pierre would say, cheers.